All right. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I just wrote in there that I didn't turn on the mic because I can't help my little one play his game. So I told him, I was like, look, I can't help you because I gotta teach. So you either can play upstairs on your tablet, or you can just be quiet and, play here. And so he started crying as soon as I wanted to turn everything on. And so that's why I didn't turn the mic on right away. But now I can see. I have it on. I hope you can hear me. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope that if you celebrate Easter, you had a great Easter. Yeah, so how's everyone doing? Let's see, not gonna lie, I forgot about Easter. I still don't feel good. Had a headache for about 5 days, something like that. Oh my goodness, you need to probably go to a doctor. You're not supposed to have a week-long headache. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Jasmine, like, seriously. I'm gonna have some Easter candy. I have me some Easter candy. You guys good? Can you hear me? I started talking and everyone stopped talking to each other. Okay. Wear a mask. I would gladly give you some, but I refuse to drive three. Well, now it would be a good 3 hours because nobody's on the road. I refuse to drive 3 hours just to give you some chocolate. Is it not up? Did I not put it up? In poster? No. No. The assessment is on... Which one? Which one, Jasmine? Now you got me confused. Is it a Tillman Tuesday? Do I not have that up yet? It's very possible. Yeah, Tillman Tuesday? Okay. I thought I was really behind. I was like, wait, the poster thing's not due yet? Look at that studies. Look at them studies. Nice. Alright, Stefan. Look at you trying to make sure you know how to draw a panther. Have you guys been working on anything besides, like, just homework? I mean, with all this time, I mean, I know that Jasmine is dying slowly from her head trying to escape her body, but are any of you guys doing anything else? I want to believe there's more here. Seems like there's another page here, but it doesn't want to. The computer's not trying to hit it, get it to work. Because the reason I ask is because I don't know if you actually follow any of the other content that I do on this channel, but I've been trying to get faster, right? So I've been trying to get faster, and I wanted to make sure that I utilize this time that I have extra. So I've been doing things like these 10-minute drawings, right? So trying to get faster by seeing how much I started quite a while ago. But, right, so trying to do these things. Whoop. I did a full figure, which was horrible. Then, just scribbling, and it's going on for a couple pages now. But then, failures, right? But I started doing things like thicker lines and more shadows to see what I could actually accomplish, right? And now I think I have a lot more information going on. Like I set more of a mood now. right? So it's been getting better, I think. But then I'm also doing life drawing. So if you can go to the Croquis Cafe, right? I think we talked about that, but you know, they do 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes, right? And I really think it's been helping me with my poses and all that good stuff. So, but it's just 30 minutes tops, 20 minutes life drawing, 10-minute drawing, and it's helping me get faster. So I'm just saying, if you're not utilizing this time, if you're spending more time watching Netflix and playing video games, then you're not utilizing this time. Like, you could become something way better by the time you had to come back for the fall semester. I'm just saying. Just like, no, trying to learn how to identify images that tell a story. Oh, okay. That's studying. I mean, that's good. You know, trying to do something else, that's good. I'm just trying to finish the semester out. Literally have a week to get everything done. True. A week? No. More than a week. But this week, and this week. All seniors, remember, there's no commencement, so there's no need to turn anything in early. Alright? So you have all the way up until this last week right here. Right? So our final is due on the 29th. So everybody's stuff is due on the 29th. Okay? Just so you know, no senior, there's no reason for any senior to freak out. You have that extra week, everything's good. You're trying to balance everything out. I understand. I'm just saying, I think that there's you can get some stuff done. Has anyone utilized the Skillshare yet? Like going to watch something. I mean, you only got a week, a month and a half left, so I'm about to break in. What? For one class, he said everything was due on the 19th. That's not even. That's a week before the semester's over. I mean, like, legit. Like, technically, right? This is when our class is due, right? Or is officially over. And this week, the week of the 2nd, is when commencement would be. And that's exam week. So, you know what I mean? Thanks for that follow. But yeah, so that teacher's trying to go on summer break a bit early. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But yeah, we're going to the 29th. So at least you have some more time there. Oh, is it? Like we had some we had some rain early in the morning, like early. I was up at 4:30 this morning making sure my basement didn't flood because it was coming down. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But back to Stefan. I like it. Like I said, I don't know why it's not loading that other page though. So, but yeah, looks good. Looks real good. Keep it up. Remove the regular winter clothes with aggressive features would make the costume more appealing. Gonna have to agree with Kyle on that one. Alright, hold on. I'll help you out a little bit here, okay? Alright. Ice. So, new layer. Yeah, that, like I said, I don't know why. That's 2 weeks early. Like, that's 2 weeks before the semester's over, so that just doesn't make any sense. Alright, so, with the character, so, the designs that you are coming up with are really like old school comic books, like old school comics, right? The thing that you want to start doing is trying, and I mean, unless that's what you're trying to go for, is just very jumpsuit-ish type, character, then fine. But to be honest, if it, like, I think it was Kyle. I want to say it was Kyle. Nope, Davin. Davin, when he was saying that more aggressive features would make the costume more appealing rather than frozen hair, you know, then I agree. Alright? But the thing is, there's something that you want to do. Uh-oh. Somebody took picture from stock footage. Tisk. Whoops. But, let's just say we took some of this, right? And we made some of the ice more prevalent in his, like, right? And we just, right, so maybe he has some, you know, some ice sticking out from here, right, from his arms. Just some stuff to kind of break up the regular look of the character. Right? And then you can really make this something special when you come in with different colors. Right? Depending on how you're going to color it. Alright, I'm going to come in with this color too, and try and, you know, you can have it come in a little bit, right? So it looks like it's coming off of his arm. I'm just using the colors that you have. Right? See what I'm saying? So now it looks more like... Right. It does look a lot like Frozone, which is something we want to get away from. Right? But you can have some ice coming off of his body like that. And then especially here, right? Don't be afraid to, like, do something with it. Like, even if you're trying to make it look more like this mini afro, right? You can still have pieces of ice coming off his head. Right? And it doesn't have to be straight. Right? That way you have the ability to try and just give a little bit more of a silhouette to this character. Right? One that'll allow us to instantly recognize him. Right? And you can play around with the actual shape of, if you want it to still be in that more or less afro shape, you can do that too, right? right? Alright, so something like that. And then you want to try and make sure that when you're designing the suit that it's a little bit more than just, you know, I made this line here. You want to come in and try and figure out how you want that design to look. So even if you did have something here, right? Maybe you mimic the ice that's coming off of his arms and legs and stuff like that. So something like, you know, something more or less like this. Right? And it looks like little glaciers or something. You know, and then this can still all be white. But you have so much blue, right? You're definitely gonna want to break that up a little bit. Alright, and so now you have something going on there. What? I think get rid of the line in that one suit. Look like he's wearing a dress. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Well, I'm not trying to get you to add too many colors. I'm just trying to get you to break up the space a little bit. Right, and so maybe you do something like that, and then you can come in with this blue. You know, just a little something different so that the design isn't just so that the design's not just here's my blue and that's it, right? You wanna try and come up with something that makes it look interesting and different. Right? So you can do that. Try and draw this line in again for you. See? What's up, Whimsy? What up, Kaya? Yep, just trying to teach a little bit of class right after Easter, right? You see how this now, this design on his other leg just looks a little bit more interesting, right? Alright, you come in here. I don't know, right? But that's completely up to you as far as how far you really want to push this. Right? This is literally just me trying to throw some stuff together, but by breaking it up, right, it gives that design just a little bit more of a visual interest, and it gives, if he's the antagonist, right, so he's the bad guy, then those spiky, like, glacier points really push the fact of, like, oh wait, this guy is, right, he's the bad guy, it's sharp, he's dangerous, even in his costuming and coloring it looks that way. So you just want to kind of make sure. I mean, you could do whatever. You could do circles and squares and whatnot, but I'm just going, if I was going to add ice, like kind of coming off of his arms and his head, or just his head, you know, whatever the case may be, I would like to mimic that within the suit, because then it just like visually ties everything together. And like I mentioned before, it's not just here's my blue, here's my, you know, like that's very basic, right? You look at that and you're like, oh, you know, like, oh, then you see that and you're like, oh, okay, see that, right? What's up, Google? That is a very scary Easter basket. It's funny, right? So okay, just some ideas. All right, let's see what else we got. Process Davin, sorry. Oh wow, look at those. Is this it, or is there another page? It seems like there's another page and it's being special sauce, so alright, let's try and download it and see what happens. There we go. And these are good. Pretty consistent. Can't argue with that. This one though, because of the angle that you chose, right? Makes him look a lot younger. Makes him look like a child. So does this one. Like, it's consistent as far as when I look at these guys, I'm like, alright, I know that this is the same character. But the problem is that this guy, and that guy are all the same, roughly the same age, right? So when you look at those, you're like, all right, those are roughly the same age characters, but then you have this one, and they're not, right? Here you're going into, you know, teen to 20s, right? This guy, that guy, this guy, right? And then this one, you know, you've got like a 12-year-old, and this is a 9-year-old, right? Like, they're really good. I like it, right? You just got to make sure you stay consistent with the age of your character. Like, that's the big thing, okay? But these look good. Put this one. Okay. The only problem, that one looks like a dude. That's the only problem, right? Because all of a sudden, while you do have faces, like, you know, you do have these nice curves here. That's the thing. Your character is nice and soft curved. Actually, this one needs to come back a little bit, right? Yeah, this ear would need to come back a little bit. Give us a little bit more chin, okay? But even when you're doing this, right? When you're doing this one, and you're going, oh well, she's angry and stuff like that, right? Oops. You still got to kind of get that roundness in, right? So that's gonna help. And then even like that's gonna be the main thing. And then seeing where her neck is, right? That's gonna be important too. Just so that we can, you know, go, oh wait, they're not that big, right? Because I know that here she's like jacked, right? Like I see that, but we still got to make sure that people see that it's still, you know, it's still a girl. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this nice little tone thing that you got going on is really nice. It adds a little bit. Right? It adds a lot to it. And watch how thick this neck is. Right? Because you can still have a super thick neck and it not be super thick. Right? She's still a she. Oops, I'm drawing on the same page. Sorry. Alright? Despite how thick she might be, she, you know, you still want to make her look like a girl. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done such a feminine face. And I know these are just sketches, so I'm not really going to harp on the anatomy. Right? So, but these are awesome, man. I really do enjoy, you know, this toned look that you have with these nice, like, light blues and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Hmm? Can you draw what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like a pink thing, a pink doll.
Oh, you want to draw a girl?
Huh?
Well, you're gonna have to wait until I'm done teaching, okay? Alright. Makes sense? Is that good? Let's look at the next one. Well, what's funny about trying to make, you know, buff, feminine-looking females, you know, you should actually look at actual bodybuilding women, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you always have the ones that are very masculine, and so they got the square jaw and all that stuff. But there are plenty. Oh, it's the same one. Oh, okay. But there are plenty of feminine-looking, super jacked women, right? So their faces are still giving that femininity, and their necks aren't like out to here. Okay, their necks aren't out to here, right? So I would actually just break up, you know, look up some reference. Look up some reference. It's very, very important. Yes, Brown. Okay. References can be seen on Instagram. I cannot. Just wait until I'm done with class and I can help you. So you're gonna make me go to Instagram just so I can look at the reference image? just mean. What is going on? What is this? Brownie, draw whatever you want. Just let me teach class. Oh, that's why. We got some weird... Hold on. Some weird music stuff going on that I didn't click on. I'm like, what is going on here? Alright. There we go. And yes, Brown is speaking full sentences. Then draw a zombie. Well, I can't either. I told you you need to wait. Alright, what are we doing? B. Thomas. He's 3. Can you see what? Oh, you want to see the students? What?
Hi.
Look there.
Hi.
Let's see. Did I type that in wrong? B. Oh, okay. I did. Okay.
What the Easter bunny?
All right. Underscore. Big T. Underscore. Your thing's not working. B underscore B Thomas. Okay, so we got underscore B. I got a capital T, T on. It's not it. I don't see what I'm looking for. I copied this. Thomas. Thomas. B. Thomas. Nope. So I don't know where I'm supposed to go, and it's private. If this is the right person, it is private. I ain't about to click on it because I don't care. All right, I gotta put you down now.
Are you done?
Nope. But that's why I gotta put you down. Ugh.
I said I need to go potty.
Go potty then. They'll probably still be here. So, Anita, I'm looking at these. These are very, like I said, I guess without the reference image, it's really hard. Oh, this is Brandon. Brandon Thomas. Let's see if we can find him. Brandon Thomas. I'm pretty sure that's not who we're looking for. Underscore B T O M A S. Nope. So I'm not seeing his stuff. Some graphic design things, but I don't think that's the person you want us to look at. I don't know if, like, this username is not working. Regina from Living Single. Yeah, I can see that. Here's the final version. So, like, once again, like, I don't know what you're trying to establish, but if you, because I know that there are there are companies that pay for portrait photography like this, right? They want you to come in, take a nice picture, clean it up a little bit, add a little something vignette to the side of it, and be like, all right, here you go, right? So I guess it really depends on what you're trying to do again, right? So knowing that you had a reference photo and then not seeing where you were going, what you were trying to do, makes critiquing this really hard, right? So yeah. But the main thing, once again, if you're trying to tell some type of story, then it's not there, right? The expression, you would need to push your expression more, or add a prop, or, you know, like if she's all business or something like that, it's like I'm business and you should fear me, and, you know, I'm the boss, you know, that type of thing. Then you got to give us something a little bit more powerful, right? Maybe a low angle, you know, so that we're looking up at the character and she's kind of looking, you know, like turning over and looking like there's all the power or something like that. But I don't know, like I don't know what you're trying to do here.
Daddy.
Yes.
That one you turn in my hand.
That's mine.
I don't eat it.
I am going to eat it.
Did you eat it right now?
Why? Why are you going to make me eat it right now?
Because you need to eat it right now.
I need to eat it right now?
Hmm?
Does anyone else want to throw something up on the discussion board to get looked at? Because we are coming down, you know?
Do you like it in pieces?
Coming down to the wire. I know, it's making me eat my chocolate.
Can I have this one bite?
No.
Why?
You have your own candy. Or had your own candy. I found his image. Look at the scroll. Look at the skull. No, I know. Okay. Well, we'll hang out then. Look at the skull. Why are we looking at the skull?
If I sit with you then, I want something over here. I want something over here.
No, you cannot watch something over there. Because then they'll hear it. That's why you're not supposed to be down here.
I want to go over there.
I can't help you. I have to be right here until class is over. Tell me when you got it uploaded, okay? Just to make sure we're not staring at nothing. Look at that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look up some. Let's look up some reference of female bodybuilders.
I don't class then. I don't class.
No, I'm not.
What are you gonna do?
We're looking up female bodybuilders.
Why?
Because one of my students is looking up it wants to draw female bodybuilders. Right?
These ones real or not real?
They're real. They're real people.
Why are they all real?
Look at the originals again. This one? Or do you want me to look at the original? I saw it when you were on. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Anita.
Why the fuck?
So let's see, because we were worried about feminine. I mean, she's a bodybuilder, right? She's still got a feminine look to her.
That was the big prize.
I don't know. We're trying to look for thicker people, you know. Granted, when we see it, we're like, all right. But
It was a big prize Mommy gave you.
I ate it. You made me eat that, remember?
It was big.
No, well, that was the box. Let's see if we can't... I know I spelled that wrong, but there we go. Alright, so depending on what kind of bodybuilders you're looking for, right? See?
Do this one.
Okay, stop. Feminine, we can get bigger, right?
Do that one.
No.
Sorry. Not that one.
Okay? So there are feminine bodybuilders, and even there's, let's see if we can't get some really big ones that still, you know, still got a fish. She's just older, right? Big, jack, still look like female. There's lack of water in their face. That's why they're all wrinkly. Did you know that most bodybuilders look that way because they don't have a lot of water in their system? That's why they look older. Stop. Okay, so look up female body, feminine female bodybuilders. Can I show you how to draw braids? That is definitely a stylistic choice. Here, I gotta put you down now. They're asking me to do stuff. Alright, so we're asking about braids. Never mind, I just heard it. Feminine are mostly a lot smaller. Well, but I just showed you some big ones. Right? But the reason you're like, oh man, they look weird is because they don't have a lot of water in their face. Right? Because every time you see them, they're dehydrated. Let's see about this one. Or maybe not. Right? So they're there. They still look feminine. But yes, you're right? The bigger they are, the more testosterone that's going through them because that's how they get that big. But a lot of images, right? She's huge. She's very feminine. So, I mean, there you go. Right? So they're there. You just got to look and find them. Right?
Press 2 buttons.
I don't know. Alright. Alright. So Brownie, please. No, if you're gonna go cry, I need you to go upstairs. I can't help you. Right now, I don't know, like, what's the point? Mr. Breaks it, what does that say? The anti-selfie club? Yes, look at the first picture that she is in a knee bend. What do you think about that picture? Brandon Thomas, I can is a skull on Instagram. I'll have to write it down. Alright. We'll go back to that one, okay? Alright, let's save this. Oh my goodness. Why does it always want to save it as a GIF? Go here. I don't know what in the world is going on here as far as these downloads, but it's saving them as this very weird image. Oh, is it because you guys are saving them as raw files? Because when I try and download them, it comes up as a JFIF, which I can't open in Photoshop. Nope, yep, just keeps opening it as a JFFIF, and that's not going to help. So if you're uploading the raw files, that does not help me. Alright. So, I mean, the cleanup on this is fine. I think that that's really working, right? Bringing a lot more saturation into him and then dropping out the color in his clothes really brings the focus on the character itself. So that's good. I think the biggest issue is the fact that you have this anti-selfie club thing kind of cutting off right in the middle of the image, and it just really doesn't seem like, I mean, I don't know, it seems like an afterthought, right? It's just like, I need to put this here. So I would actually get rid of that and then just let the picture speak for itself. Because, I mean, the image is fine. Some of it is getting right in this area right here. It'd be interesting if you had a, either, because this part is so light, if this was a little darker so that this arm would pop off a little bit. Wanted to do something a bit different. In the photo off to me. I want to do something a bit different. I actually like it. That's weird. What were you trying to do different? Was it this? Was it adding the anti-selfie club? Because I don't think that it's a problem that you have it there. It's just the way that you put it there, right? It's not. You need to think of a different layout in order to make that work, because it's really tearing up the majority of your picture. It's taking up the majority of your picture. So. Direction of the words, throwing it off. Yeah, that's why I would much rather see it without the words on it, or just a different layout. So, but I like this one. I like this one a lot. There's a lot of attitude here. You know, it says a lot about the person. I think it works. It's just, if you're gonna do something like, if this whole thing is the anti-selfie club type deal, that's cool. But you need to find a layout that's gonna work. Okay, so yes, look at the first picture that she is on in a knee bend. What do you think about that picture? Brandon Thomas's I Can is a skull on Instagram. I'll have to write on Wednesday, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's got the original logo looks. That's why it's like that. Yeah, that's why you should stop that. You don't know what you're doing. Stop pushing buttons.
It's not. I'm pressing the big one.
Yeah, stop it. So, let's see. Okay, so you said, what do I think about the one where she's on a knee? I never get behind the jail pose, right? Unless it's supposed to be ironic, right? I'm never gonna be like, yeah, that's the good pose, unless you're trying to really show off like the jail pose, or you know, people are trying to be funny. You know, when I do group pictures and I'm one of the tall people, right? And they're like, you need to get in. You know, it's generally what happens because I'm not actually going to be on my knees, and so I strike this pose, and you know, as the black guy, that's what happens. Like, oh, you striking the jail pose? It's not a pose that I would recommend when you're trying to push the idea of strong, you know, female leader or boss or something like that. It's just not the one that I would go for. The one next to it though is probably better. You know, I mean, I would like it if her head was up, if her chin was up just a little bit higher, right? And she's kind of, you know, looking off to the side, you know, something like that. So, Brown, I'm teaching. Go ask someone else. So yeah, this is, like I said, I think that this, yep. I think this one right here is stronger, right? But if she had her chin just up a little bit, turned off to the side, just kind of looking off like, yeah, I did that, right? Got that hand up here, it's like, yeah. That would be better. That's a stronger pose, right? Brownie, that's his nickname. Yeah, like I said, the second one, I feel more power there, right? But if her chin was just up, just a little bit more, right, and kind of looking off to the side, just, you know, it's like, I did that. Look at me. That one would be stronger. That's the one I would go with, because the other one, once again, you said, you know, someone said 90s beforehand. That over the shoulder look, right? That is 90s music video if I've ever seen it, right? Just that looking back over the shoulder thing, like, who are you, where are you, that kind of thing. So I think this one, the second one, is the stronger for what you're trying. But then again, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a sense of power, right? You're trying to show like strong black female figures. And with that, this one right here, this one would be that strong one, right? This one. So I would go with this. And if you have some where maybe she's tilting her chin, you know, up a little bit and off to the side, just a little bit more, that would give you even more strength behind that pose. Right. Does that make sense? The third shows she's looking back and never coming back. She's dumping her boyfriend. I wanted to incorporate some of Brandon's style. How should I do? Underscore. Yeah, so we went to those. Went to Instagram.com, right? And then we searched underscore B to mas underscore. Right, and there's a ton to look at, but that doesn't help, right? Is it this one maybe? I don't know. Is it this one? This looks like him. Oh, that's what you meant by a skull. His icon is a skull. Got it. His icon is a skull. So, what are you trying to... I mean, what are you trying to replicate here? Like, that's... Which ones are you trying to be like, oh, I want some of his style? Because his style is very bold in contrast. Very, 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 very bold in contrast. Right? Which your work does not have. Right? Everything you have shown us so far is definitely very soft. Very, very soft. Right? Whereas with his, look at these strong lines. Bam! Right? Look at this strong contrast. Super, like, bright, bright white. Look at that. Bam! Look at these strong highlights. Bam, bam. Darkness, right? So, strong, even with just a face. Look at this. All this light. Super contrast. Right? Do this. And a lot. He goes in a ton on Photoshop. Right? He goes in and spends hours on editing. Hours on editing. I know this because I remember when he was in school and he'd always be in my computer lab working. Right? See how strong, like everything's really clean and it has a strong light. And the contrast is very strong. You know, there is no subtlety, nothing's washed out. It's got high saturation, strong shadows, very high contrast. Right? Excuse me. Let's see. Like who says you can cheat like an artist, but make it your own? It's steal like an artist. Not cheat. Steal like an artist, because that's where it's at. Steal. Steal, steal, but you still got to make it your own, because if you don't, you'll get sued. The same look at his work and try to make it your own. He has some nice work. Okay, I'll look at others. He does have good work. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He has great work. Fantastic work. So, I mean, if you're... Because look at his black and whites, right? If you look at his gray work, we'll just look at these two. All right, look at how high contrast that is. Right, that light source is hitting, bam! This is black, like that is a shape. And you know for a fact that there is some wrinkles in that like turtleneck, right? Like, and then the contrast in that is so high that the black is just a black shape. Her hair, black shape, right? So the contrast on this is so strong. And if that's what you're trying to add, if you're like, oh, I'd really like to put in some of that, you really got to work on pushing your lights and darks. Okay? Anyone else? Anyone else want to throw something in there? I need to write down for Jasmine so she can turn in. Assessment. make sure to put it up. Oh. Put up who's going next. Yeesh. Anyone else? Comments? Thoughts? Concerns? We gotta make sure that we get those responses in. Seen a couple posts with nothing on it. Not a problem. And you know, and the thing is that you're like, you know, you're trying to make it your own. That's cool. It's not going to happen the first time, right? If you're trying a new style, it's not going to just be like, oh, I really like that. Let me see if I can take it and make it my own. You got to do that a lot. Like, you got to do that a couple times so that your mind can actually see that, right? It's got to be able to see in that way, because if you're so used to doing it a certain way, that's gonna become your go-to. Like that's just inherent as to what you're gonna do. So everything that you used to do to make it that way, you're gonna be putting into this new one, and you have to kind of retrain your brain to go, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're doing this style this way, right? And so it's gonna take a couple attempts to try and make it the way that you want it to be. So don't get discouraged, right? If you want to try and keep pushing on some elements that Brandon's work is showing, definitely do that. It's hard now, right? Like, it's gonna be really hard now because you can't go outside, can't talk to people, all that kind of good stuff. But like I said, if there's someone in your house at all, just take like practice shots. It doesn't have to be perfect. Lighting doesn't have to be awesome. They don't have to be in makeup. They don't have to be staged. But like I said, most of his stuff is done in editing. Like, yeah, he has lights, he does the makeup and all that stuff, right? But he does a lot of work in editing. So now that you know that a lot of work is done in editing, take a picture and then try and recreate it in editing. All right? Just try. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's the only thing you can do. So practice, practice, practice. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not. I mean, I'm trying to do something new. I got a sketchbook full of me trying. Right? This sketchbook full of me trying. And then I tried watercolor. I mean, I'd used it on the wrong paper, but I tried watercolor. Right? It didn't work, in my opinion. Right? Tried it and was like, oh, okay. Nope. So now, if I want to keep doing watercolor, I gotta keep practicing, right? Because watercolor is not what I do. It's a different medium, it's hard for me, but if that's what I want to do, which I do, I want to learn some watercolor, I gotta practice. I gotta put aside time every day, every other day to practice. Look at stuff online, practice. Practice what they say. Okay, do this, do that, do that. Practice, right? When you're in school, if someone's like, hey, you need to do this, you shouldn't just do it that one time in class. Like, that's not going to help you. You got to practice it so that it becomes second nature. Once it's second nature, then you can move on to something else, right? Because I don't know, if you're like, I need to be able to make straight lines, and you keep, doing the little dot, and you can make this line from left to right, and it's perfect. You're like, yes, I've got that, and no matter when, if you do this line like this, it's going to be perfect. But if you got to do a line that goes like this, and it's all like, it's all wobbly and stuff, because you haven't practiced it. You got to practice. It's all about practice. Practice, practice, practice. Just keep practicing. Practice makes perfect, but your own for people who want to buy it. Like, this is, I want to buy. Right. Right. And I'm not trying to harp on you and be like, oh man, this is not good. What I'm trying to do is make you better. Right? And it's just based on conversations that we've had. And so since I know the direction that you're trying to go into, I want to try and make sure that you're doing everything possible to push your way into what you want, right? That's why every time we say, I'm like, I don't know if you wanted to try and do this. Are you trying to do this kind of photography? Are you trying to do this kind of photography? Because the critique changes at that point, right? If you're like, oh, I just want to do, let's say, portrait photography. It's like, oh, okay, well then you don't need to tell a story with portrait photography, right? You're there to make sure that the shot looks great. So then you become a technician. All right, I got to make sure everything is perfect. All right, kudos. It's great. But it all depends on what you want to do, what you want to be. Stop looking at that. Ice man. Anyone else? Close that up. Yeah, see, there you go. And then you can play around with it and edit it and it'll be great. Anyone else? Thoughts, comments, concerns, complaints? Now's the time. Otherwise, we're going to sign off. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Keep working. So you're ready to go. I understand. Well, if no one has anything else, we're going to let Jasmine get some food because we know her head hurts. So we're going to try and let her get something to eat. You guys can go and get lunch and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. And as always, if you have any questions that you need answered when I'm not on, you can actually catch me at some other stream or you can just email me, okay? Alright, well, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Alright? So, see you guys later. Be safe, be healthy, be productive. See you guys later.